Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where to begin? We're going green screen because, I don't know, I haven't done it in forever. And you could do anything could be green screen. So it's like, you missed the fucking old set? There it is. So how much money would you take for Elon Musk to fuck your wife? It came up on like a big podcast and comedians, blah, blah, whatever. How much money? How much money would you... I'm going to tell you something. If I have to have that conversation, I'm going to have it with Elon's people privately. They're going to have to hit me on Signal because if my girlfriend hears about this conversation, as soon as she hears 42,000, she's like, we're in. That's like a Acura. Testing, hollaatyourboy.com. Breasting. Gramanica Studios, we're back for another one. Get out! How funny would this show still be if you watched me walk away and abuse my greyhound? That's a new phrase for beat my meat. Don't flag me. No. So do you want to come watch me abuse my greyhound? Gramanica Studios, we're back. What'd you miss? Man. I have this neighbor down the hall. The people that live here before me warned me that there's someone that lives right across my hall who like, she can't even see a dog. And I like to walk my young king, the little one, Barney, the Italian greyhound, who's a mongoose. He's a rib cage with a nervous system. And he's 20 pounds, and he's small. It's like a small big dog, because he's like long and lanky, but this fucking guy is skinny. It looks like a fucking Pete Davidson as a rabbit. There he is. Now, I go off leash with on walks because he is gifted. And because I thought maybe, you know what, quality of life, right? That breed is not meant to be off leash ever. They're maniacs. They're fucking grenades with the loose key. I had a lot of time. I got Barney in the beginning of the pandemic. I had time and dog whisperer YouTube videos to get through. And Barney is brilliant now and can be off leash anywhere. Anywhere? Great Wall of China. Hey, buddy. I wanted to show off that Barney goes off leash because he's brilliant. He's a brilliant specimen. And he respects the curb. Oh, scared the shit out of me, buddy. I had an audience. And then I get home to my apartment and there was a fucking bag of Godivas and a note at the door. And I knew what it was. De inmediato, pues. Because I knew she caught wind of me going off leashes with Barney a couple times and she wanted to like recap our conversation. So she wrote a note out in the realm of thank you so much for, and then reminding me of her conditions. Thank you so much for a bag of Godivas. And I'm like, I got a piece of shit paper. I put a heart on it, wrote my unit number, and I put it on her door. Just to like, received, obliged. God damn it, bro. I don't give a fuck about your traumas. I want Barney to go off leash. He's such a good boy. If you had a big... I got a pit bull. The pit bull is on leash. This bitch must be on leash. Like, who the fuck is he, though? Freedom must be like, no, but seriously, who the fuck is he, though? I'll eat him. She must be furious, but you know what? They deserve it. If you have a dog that can handle off leashes, let him live. It's a quality of life thing. That's why I don't even blame people when they give their dogs human food. I'm like, hey, this fucker's in and out of your life in 9 to 12 years. Do with it what you like. But it's a short stay. Make it a happy one. You know, and I want Barney to go off leash. But the bitch down the fucking hallway got a twitch or something. I don't know. We gotta take her out. You seen these like robotic vending machines on wheels on Melrose? I can have my dog off leash, but you can have a sentient microwave slinging LaCroix? Who can afford the insurance on this thing? We do so much more with ignorance than we do with information. I was thinking about the other day, like, I'm like, everybody would have gotten the vax if there wasn't like people challenging it. I'm so glad I didn't get it. But life's easy when you can trust the government. I don't blame people like Gary who got the vax. I don't blame him at all. When you just have a baby, you pray that the news doctors and the news and government is telling you is just real. And be like, I'm in now. I'm in for whatever narrative it is. But the main one. Because I got a fucking tadpole now. So I don't blame you. But I told somebody, it's like whiskey dick. I don't think I experienced whiskey dick till I was 27. You know why? Because somebody told me about whiskey dick. We do more with ignorance than we do with information. Like, forever. I was just talking about this with Sasha Mercy on another episode. I don't know what it is. I haven't done the 23andMe, but I know that all Hispanics have this random Boris in their bloodline. Some guy from the Eastern Bloc, which is why you may have a light mustache or some forearm hair.
You calling out my mustache right now?
No. We have a Boris. There's a Boris, and we don't know what he is exactly. I think my Boris might be Turkish. I gotta do this fucking 23andMe thing. People are like trying to have me do my dog's 23andMe because I don't know what breed Frida is. I'm like, bro, I don't even know what breed I am. Forever, I thought I was like part Arabic or something because I've been looking like an Armenian 30-year-old. I mean, not the Armenians Arabic, but you know. Racismo. Now, I'm like, I started learning about there was an old Cuban migration from Turkey, migration to Cuba from Lebanon. Chinese had but like, and I'm like, I know one of these Eastern Bloc or Middle Eastern nations. Like, it's in the mix. I would look up YouTube history videos on Turkey and Lebanon. One year, my girl decided to get me a 23andMe. Bummer. It's in like exact Cuban 23andMe. As soon as I knew that, I'm like, fuck Turkey. Honestly, we do more with ignorance than we do with facts. I used to wonder that growing up too. I thought like my gums were bad because they were dark and like my nipples were dark. I'm like, Mom, why do my lips look like cock meat? She's like, is there something in the mix? This is Los Angeles, where people get 23andMe for their dogs and never find themselves. And there's so much I still have to learn about being Latino. Like, I went to a Mexican restaurant the other day. Me and my girlfriend were ordering, and the guy behind the register looks at my girl in the eyes and says, do you like your burrito wet? Like, watch your fucking mouth. I'm in a relationship where whenever I get sick or my girl gets sick, we never get the other one sick. It's kind of strange. I don't know if you ever walked in on your girl having COVID and you don't get it and you just be navigating through life. It does feel like you're being cucked by COVID. You walk in the room, your girl's like, fuck! And you're like, all right, I'll leave you two at it. I share a lot, so I don't know if you maybe heard this on the Instagram or something. But I did a yoga stand-up show. I did a yoga stand-up show. This comedian named Yoga Leroy Got Jokes on Instagram. I'll put his whole thing up here so you can find him. I know from like the open mic scene and from seeing him at shows and stuff like that. And then I heard he is truly a yoga instructor. And he is funny. And then I found out he's doing this like experimental thing where he's filming his yoga classes with comedy involved. And so I'm like, I'm going to go to this thing. He posts a date and everything. And I'm like, I'm going to see you there. It was a long ass work day. I didn't even remember about this thing. My girl was like, "Go, how about Yoga Leroy?" And I was ready to just go home and call it quitsies. And I'm like, oh yeah. I go to a fucking thing. I'm gross from a long day of work. By gross means like even if they lent me some yoga shit, I wasn't gonna put it on and soil his gift. I mean, hopefully it was a gift. But I go to a cool studio in North Hollywood. I'm like, I know I'm in regular clothes, but I could help with whatever I can help. I'm an extra set of hands, and you got to maybe you got to test focus on a camera. I'm a body and a set of hands, and quite a body. Now, I get there, and I offer help. I get to help with check-in. Divine. By the time this is about to start, he lets me know that there are 2 comics on the bill who no call, no show. Could you imagine no call, no show on this like passion shit? This isn't like if a yoga instructor that belonged to a studio was it going like call no, that's a job. You call no call, no show on a job once in a blue. This is some life shit, right? Call me Phil, right time, right place. Now, he's like, I need a comic. And I'm like, and now I feel like you thought I was expecting something. But I'll take any time I can get. I would love, he's like, I'm going to do 8 minutes, and then you're going to kick it on the mic, and we're going to do commentary through a yoga class. I'm like, Infinity must be dreaming. This is amazing. Like, this is amazing, bro. A dream. 2 people, no call, no show. I think in my head, a person or 2 maybe got nervous about the format of this thing, about this experimental comedy shit. Didn't want to, bomb on a favor. Philly, right time, right place. Yo, fucking fun as fuck. There's a joke. The other comic he got was a comedian named Asia Chardonnay is her stage name. On Instagram, all this body. You'll find out why immediately. And she's cool. She's hilarious. And I've gone on stage after her a few times, and I use the same joke, and I am mad about how it doesn't demolish the room. I remember when I met Asia, she introduced herself. She's like, hey, I'm Asia Chardonnay. I'm like, you mean sake? And that, if you're still in your chair, get your brains checked. Did anyone catch that stomach bug or that stomach virus that was going around like a month ago? Right? You don't even know about it. That's how nice white people in LA are, that you tell them you have any condition, they're like, something's going around. Don't even worry about it. It's going around. And they can't just tell you, that sucks. Something's going around. And they let you die. But I had to nurse a stomach virus. I looked it up. Apparently it's from bad shellfish in British Columbia. I'm like, I don't fuck with Canada. I hardly fuck with seafood. Shellfish. Is oyster? Oyster's a mollusk. Fuck oysters. That shit is so whack. That slimy booger. And people, your whole life, people it's an aphrodisiac. It makes you want to have sex. It's a sensual appetizer. I'm like, all right, mom. We're at La Sorrentina. Relax. Now I got friends with grown-ass kids, in school. And they go to school to complain about, the bullying. Yo, congrats to these kids for their openness, honestly. Because if I went home and told my parents about any kind of fight I got into at school, it's because I won. I was leaving an event sponsored by Chica Boom, some water, some Latin American brand water. Chica Boom, water, brand, whatever. I'm leaving this party. I had a few Chica Booms in my bag, and this drunk chick from the club next door is waiting for her Uber. I'm at valet, and I hear her asking people for waters and shit. I had a Chica Boom, which is like a vitamin water. I handed one to her, and she almost gives me a look like I'm giving out prepackaged date rape drugs. We're also not even going to the same place. You're waiting on an Uber, and I'm waiting for my car at valet. What, I'm gonna roofie you for someone else later? No one is that selfless. The watching crime docs is out of hand because we critique murders in other movies now. Try to watch Goodfellas with my girlfriend now. She's like, they didn't even puncture his lungs. I'm like, okay. And then the new Dexter was good too, because it's all murder and forensics. If I was a forensics guy, and you're walking onto a crime scene, and you hit that room with the black light, and you see the fucking bleach spots, you gotta be thinking like, please be calm. These shows, Stranger Things. You try the new Stranger Things. This bitch's nose is still bleeding. Talk about a plot hole. Get her now. She knows English now with a. She's got like a fucking Milwaukee accent now. A napkin. I remember I was once working for Aflac Insurance, and they do this thing once a year where they like get together, they make sandwiches, they make bags and bags and bags of food with chips and a bottle of water, blah, blah, to give out to the homeless. I get involved because I'm like, I'm part of a team. And that's what you do. You get involved. And I'm all swagoo. How am I not going to bring it to the nonprofit initiative? Are you fucking ridiculous? What a waste. I go, I do it. I'm awesome at building sandwiches because I'm a food and beverage person. I make it in an assembly line. These morons are, if you're good at cold calling, I mean, you got thick skin to say the least, right? I'm thinking they have a purveyor, someone who can distribute these to the homeless. I'm like, how? Sure, we see them everywhere with threatening context. We finish, and I'm wondering who I hand these off to. They're like, okay, Phil, you're taking that garbage bag full of bags and that garbage bag full of bags, and you're distributing. I mean, ultimately it was like 30 lunches. And they're like, you're going out to these suggested places to find homeless people. I'm like, suggest nothing. I will drive home, and I will be interrupted with a guy telling me that he fought in Vietnam. I'm like, I don't even know what it was about. I hate when the people from Jersey or New York come to LA and they shit on the pizza. It's like, get a taco. Like, who cares? All I picture is like a Dominican friend like, bro, the burritos in Russia, garbage. And I don't know who that is, but somebody asked me if I could do the stanky leg, and I'm like, if I don't shower. I'm going to tell you something. I come from people that use a George Foreman grill so that whatever I made, I can dip it right back in its fat like au jus. A salud. Short clips. I don't even know what else to give you. I don't have really great shows coming up, so fuck yourself. Get a hobby. We're done.